I'm Michael Reese.
And I'm Woods Davis.
And this is the Digital President Podcast.
We've cracked the code for generating customers online for every business model.
In fact, we wrote the book on it.
We built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses in as little as 90 days. And the one truth that we discovered is
the best business model is doing what you love and living your life by strategy.
You truly can follow your passion and create the life of your dreams,
as long as you have the right strategy.
If you're a real estate agent and you'd like to learn how you can partner with us to help you implement our strategies and systems in your business so you can make a lot more money and have a lot more time freedom, all without ever paying us a penny or giving up a percentage of your commission, go to partnershipdetails.com and schedule a call with us today. While it's fresh in your mind, go to partnershipdetails.com. Now on to the podcast.
Back for another episode of I'm not going to buy your house anymore, but I might be back in the business. Nah, I'm just joking. Those old iBuyer programs, we call it nailing Jello to the wall. A lot of them are good, but some people in and out of the business, we call it, what do they call that? Put your right foot in. What was that game called?
Hokey pokey?
Yeah, the hokey pokey business model. That's the hokey pokey business model. So Zillow says, hey, we were in the iBuyer program. Let's win the consumer. When they think of selling their house, they'll just sell it to us. Oh, we no longer do that. That'd be like going to Chick-fil-A and then, hey, we were making the chicken sandwich, but we're thinking about not selling chicken
just until the end of the year, just until the end of 2021.
Till we get some better metrics. Anyway, that's what we're talking about today. How you doing? This is the Digital President Podcast with your host, Michael Reese.
And Woods Davis. Basically, what happened is Zillow made this announcement. Here, I'll just give the official report here, so we don't mince any words. So basically, Zillow Offers is their iBuyer program, which basically purchases and sells directly to consumers. And a lot of times they'll renovate the home. They'll do a light renovation in between. But basically, they did confirm that they will not be signing any additional new contracts to purchase homes through the end of 2021. And so the question is, well, what does that mean, right? What's that mean for the market in general? What's that mean for real estate agents? What's that mean for us? What's it mean for you? What's your opinion, Mike? I know that you probably got a few thoughts on this.
Well, I mean, so the truth is that one of my biggest investments for a while has been Chamath's. For those of you know, Chamath is the why don't you pronounce his last name?
No, I think it is Chamath.
No, his last name.
Oh man, bro, I don't know that. But basically, he's developed these SPACs.
Yeah, and he took Opendoor public. Super smart, like they call him the Warren Buffett of the future, of this generation. You know, super smart guy. He was I think he was the COO of Facebook. Anyway, he's got a very hard to pronounce last name, and but he's a very smart guy. And anyway, when he started, he took a company through public IPO, and all the symbols were IPO, which is an initial public offering, and the symbols would be like IPOE, IPOC, IPOF. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Opendoor. And so when I saw that coming public, I got into it before they actually made the announcement, and it was it's been doing pretty well as far as, if you follow, it's definitely been on a run here. I know a lot of analysts have been recently, raising their earning estimates for Opendoor, specifically Opendoor, which is really the same kind of vein as this business lane. And I've always liked Opendoor. I think that they were first to market in that business model. And so I don't know if there's some legacy business or some contractor agreements, or, when you're a big company like that and you're changing your model and you're giving it, because right now Opendoor is not the same as Zillow. They don't have the same overhead and the same financial responsibilities. They're kind of a one-trick pony, if you will. I mean, they're getting into some other stuff, but when you go to Opendoor, is pretty straightforward what you're going to get. And even at EXP, we got express offers. I will say that their earnings were amazing, and but when the downfall initially hit, they paused as well. But they paused the buying with the consumer. I think, there's probably a small little window. I know OfferPad did that as well. But a buddy of mine who was down here the other day, and then actually two different friends, but one that was specifically here, another person that lives here. The guy that was here, he's like got 30 something homes under contract for a private hedge fund, and they're buying 300 homes in his city. And he can see in the back end of their kind of system for their process for buying how many homes they have under contract right now. And that was from one guy. And I had a conversation with another guy that was in from Florida this weekend, and his same story. He has a bunch of people buying. So there's a lot of people in that game. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think maybe Zillow's smart for getting out of it. Maybe it's not a place that they want to compete, or maybe it's just, there's some other financial responsibilities. Or maybe they're looking at their metrics and they realize that the unit economics probably makes sense to invest that time, energy, and effort into another revenue stream.
Well, what's interesting to me is I just think about a lot of the people that I talk to. We partner with real estate agents. In fact, we help them use a value proposition very similar to Zillow offers, OfferPad, Opendoor, because it works. We help our agents use a value proposition to get up to 3 competing cash offers within 72 hours, and actually kind of position against some of those companies that maybe only provide you with 1 offer, whereas we can provide 3 competing cash offers in 72 hours. But what's interesting to me is that there's no doubt that the mindset of the consumer has definitely shifted and is very accepting of this type of value proposition. I mean, you're gaining legitimate market share, so it's a legitimate opportunity.
Well, here's the thing: is the truth is they're making better offers. So
yeah, that is true.
I just know that there's a lot of technology out there that allows other people in similar spaces to become competitive. Just imagine, the airline business, for instance. There's been a lot of innovation there, no pun intended, but Zillow was founded by the same team that founded Expedia, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, those pricing engines and stuff like that, they're getting smarter and smarter. And yeah, I think that the value proposition, like you said, I love that you took it there. We do build these funnels for other people, but they do work. But here's what I want you to know. I've made these offers to the market for a long time. And the cons, you would always get the consumer, but you'd get the consumer that was super hyper motivated because timing was more important to them than equity. I think people go there now that think that they're going to get a good offer. So the thing is earlier on, it was like, hey, buy my ugly house, right? Like that was really the brand associated with these types of offers. And I think these offer doors and those open doors and offer pads and Zillow offers and Express, all of these different iBuyer programs, I think what they're doing to the consumer is really going off a net number. It's like, hey, listen, what if we can net you this amount? And at least they're getting to the table. Now, I do know of a lot of horror stories, but I know horror stories in every business, so I'm not trying to change the narrative here, but there are stories of people, and this just depends on the company you go with, where they get out there and then next thing you kind of agree on an offer, and then that offer changes, with inspections and all of those sorts of things. And, you end up netting maybe a little bit more, not always the same, so I don't think I know if I had a house right now and I had to sell it and I was in a position where I didn't want to pay one more mortgage payment than I had to, because I already knew where I was going, I'm making the phone call. I'm gonna let them shoot me over an offer.
Yeah.
I don't care I don't care whose name's on the cashier's check at the closing table.
Well, that's the biggest thing is that doesn't matter. And this is the importance, man. This is the importance of being able to have programs to help people in different situations, that people have different motivations, so one of the things that happens all the time, man. So we have a partner, our buddy Al, I was talking to one of his agents, and I was asking them about their program. They've been leveraging this value proposition in their marketplace. They've gone on TV. They've been interviewed in the news about their program, which is, get instant cash offer up to 3 competing cash offers in 72 hours. And he said that what happens is, when they've met with people, oftentimes they explain the program. Some people, they want exactly what the program is, and they go meet with them and they get them the competing cash offers. Other people they don't have any constraint in terms of, like, it's not like they have to leave the house immediately or whatever. And then they explain that they actually have another program available to sell their home for up to 18% more than the methods used by traditional real estate agents. And some people are interested in that program. So this is like, and when I think about great marketing, and great marketing is being able to be able to match a value proposition or match a message to a market to solve a specific problem for them. So, people, I guess my big takeaway from this is, number one, if you're a real estate agent, this problem or this solution to a problem, this value proposition has been proven. So if you're not using it, my question is why? I mean, it has been proven in the marketplace. So you can compete. You can make the same offer. And especially, like, I know obviously with when people partner with us, we make that easy because we have a specific program, obviously within EXP called Express Offers, where that facilitates that and makes that easier. But even if you don't have that type of program, you can create your own program in order to facilitate this type of value prop. But then when you are consulting the seller and you're doing a seller counseling interview and you're identifying what's most important to them, that might not be the best program for them. The best program for them may be, a more traditional listing that's going to net them even more money, right? So again, to me, it's like, my biggest takeaway is like, dude, this value prop is proven. Thank goodness for big companies, big tech companies pouring money into creating awareness in the marketplace and validating this, because before it was just investors like me that had bandit signs and sent direct mail, to buy your home for cash, right? And that might have come off to certain consumers. Like you said, we only got the people that were really motivated. Some people might have seen that as, man, is this shady? Is this above board? But now I feel like it's just really validated. So I feel like, real estate agents are at an advantage here if they take advantage of it.
Well, in my opinion, it's one of those things that it's a competitive market. It's going to always be able to, you're always going to have the edge, you know what I mean, as the local agent there. I know that Zillow getting out of the business, I know they're not going to stay out of the business. I think they bought 3,800. I think it was 3,805 homes. Was that the number? And sold like 2,086 or so. It was something like that, right? But they have over 3,000 homes in inventory. But that segment of their business, it's still not making a profit, right? And we're in a very a very hot market. They lost in that division of their company. They lost. I think I was reading like 50. It was like 58 million last quarter, 59 million this quarter, or something like that. They're still making money though. Remember, they have that mortgage thing that they're doing. They're no longer just the lead business. You know what I mean? I mean, think about them. They were a lead business. Their traffic's up. They say they're going to break their first $2 billion quarter. They got enough elbow room to kind of figure it out. And, they got a lot of smart people there, and they certainly got the consumer's mind. I would predict that this is just a pause. I predict that they sell off some of that inventory, being smart going into the fourth quarter, which is the seasonality curve of the slow time of the market. Why the hell are you going to pick up homes now? Why not be a smart investor? I think every investor should be smart. You should not lose money. And if you know that, inventory's tight, there's some uncertainties in the market. If you're going to play that game the right way, you have to play red light, green light. You can't just let the consumer drive, especially being new. I predict they're back in the market. I predict it becomes a profitable part of their business. I predict long term, the consumer continues to move towards those individuals over the next 4 to 5, 10 years. Zillow sucks in the realtor like they're currently doing. My prediction from 2015 EGS from Stage, there'll be mega teams. I said from Stage to open up the conference, I said it won't be teams doing $1 million or $2 million. I said the future teams are going to be doing 10 million, 20 million a year. It's going to be
Yeah.
a Darwinian thinning of the herd. You're going to have the low guy and the high guy, and the things like eXp Realty and Zillow, who's partnering, no pun intended, partnering with agents on a platform, providing them agents who, want to run the business like the business. They can go sign up. They can be at eXp and be a partner with Zillow, right? Like our good friend Veronica out of Orlando, whose business is up year over year from like 400 transactions last year to 1,100, at like September of this year, or something crazy like that, And Brett Jennings, out in La Jolla, or San Jose, wherever you want to call it, up 650 million in production, whatever it is. These agents are blowing it up, and then they're partnering with agents. And so, and it's all directed at still, that partner with Zillow has to give a good review. Zillow's still measuring their brand score, but at the end of the day, you take the agent out of the equation, and Zillow's premier agent and its whole business model crumbles. So the question is does the other people have to fall in order for someone else to win? And I don't think in Zillow's model right now that other people have to fall, from what I see. I think right now they're in that, what was that whole value net? I think what they call it, a complementer. I think it's a complementer in the value net for the agent.
What would be your advice to an agent who's, looking at all this, who's seeing all these dynamics play out in the market, and, what would you say to somebody so they don't become part of that Darwinian thinning of the herd?
I mean, leverage the best value proposition ever. I mean, people, when they sell their home, they want to have it sold. That's why they hire you. If there's other people willing to make the offer, be the platform, right? Be the person that can go out and farm out all those offers. You certainly don't have to go into details how the program works over the phone. Just say, hey, receive multiple offers in 72 hours. Multiple offers is always going to be better than Zillow's one offer, right? You can receive up to 3. You can make an offer. You can have investors in your local market make an offer. You can have people who are out of town that want to buy, people that want to buy and hold. We always called it our investor network and our immediate buyout program. But put a little bit of a mute on their big differentiation by making that a commodity. It's like, well, we go to this gas station, we can just get gas because there's no store inside. That gas station, look at that Quick Trip. Shit, they have slushies, donuts, popcorn, pizza. I think they got monsters. They got that one, the watermelon. They got like the biggest monster. They even got an ice cream stand in there. Restrooms. When you're a commodity just competing on gas, but when you bring those other things to the table, I think that as they bring that to the table, you have to commoditize that differentiation and don't let it, don't make it make you look, irrelevant. Why would I call them when they'll just buy it? Oh, you'll sell it? Well, they'll buy it. Skip the step.
Yeah. Dude, it's so true. And it's just so funny. Like, I think that there's people out there that just have this limiting belief that they can't do it, that they can't leverage that same value proposition. Well, they don't have that program. I don't have.
Well, I know what they need. I know what those people need to do. I know what they need to do.
And what's that?
The people who have that limiting belief, I know what they need to do. They need to go work at Redfin, where they can give half of their commission back to the customer and get a desk.
Well, if you don't have that limiting belief, and you need a little help with like partnering up with some people who can help you implement that value prop, man, go check out Partnership Details. Partnershipdetails.com. We partner with real estate agents, and all over North America, and in fact, all over the world now, and help them implement things like that. In fact, not only do we help install the value prop, we build a freedom funnel to help you get some freedom in your business. To be able to compete, man, to be able to, use these programs as so you've got an arsenal of weapons to be able to fight the fight in your marketplace, and you can win. You can totally win. I think you have an advantage of being a local expert, especially, when you can. I love what you said about commoditizing that value prop. That's gangster. That's a writer downer for anybody that's listening. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. I know it's true.
Absolutely, man. And hey, listen, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure if you like this type of content, you go ahead and hit that like button down at the bottom. turn on notifications if you want to be notified, because we put content like this out every single week. So if you like this type of content, make sure you turn on notifications. But if you're over there on Spotify, or if you're on Spotify, or what else is it, iTunes? If you're on
Spotify, iTunes.
yeah, if you're on Spotify or iTunes, then all you got to do, it's real, keep it real simple. All you got to do is just subscribe, man. Just go over there and subscribe, and we will be putting more content every single week like this. And here I want to hit them with a little quote, okay? This is the little quote. You want the quote from Sun Tzu, which is, "The art of war teaches us to rely not on the likelihood of the enemy not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him, not on the chance of his not attacking, but rather on the fact that we will have made our position."
Well, I think that means that we're gonna be ready. We know we're prepared. We're ready to receive them, and we've already got a plan to counteract what they're gonna do.
It means don't get ready when you can stay ready, right? You don't have to get ready when you can stay ready. And with that being said, listen, man, the best life to live is a what?
Life by strategy.
Thanks, guys. Great episode. iBuyer. Don't fear them as a competitor. Stay ready and get your value proposition ready, so you don't have to get ready. And don't let them have that 50% of their success be their ability to articulate why they're different from you. Take it off the table. Commoditize it. Make a promise that makes the consumer say, well, how does that work? And build your brand as the place where people think of when they think real estate.